Hey guys, what's up? It's iFlynn here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Master Rank 10 test. This is, again, another one of those really straightforward tests, at least in my opinion. There's a pretty easy way to do it that a lot of people might not realize from the get-go. Like, they might just jump into the test and then literally jump on all the panels in this one, and then kind of shoot themselves in the foot. But basically, you want to be going into this test with either a rifle that has a lot of ammo in its magazine, like just in the initial magazine, I guess. I don't know why I struggled to say initial there, but, you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to use the Soma Prime in today's video. You can use the regular Soma, so you are going to be like Master Rank 9, so should have access to most, if not all, weapons. With the exclusion of, like, obviously some prime weapons like Tigris Prime, blah, blah, blah. Those are some really good weapons that you'll want to be picking up later whenever you get to the higher master ranks, but that's besides the point. So just bring in a weapon that you know how to build around. So crit weapon, status weapon, anything that will basically kill the enemies in a very quick period of time. The build that I'm going to be rocking in today's video looks a little bit like this. Of course, it's just our regular crit builds. We have Thresh-in, Heavy Caliber, Split Chamber, Battle Sense, and Point Strike for our crit. Then we have our one elemental combo one, and that's enough to kind of get you through this Master Rank test, right? So basically what we're going to be doing in today's Master Rank test is there's going to be disappearing platforms that we're allowed to jump on, and I believe there is actually 9 of those platforms. So whenever you jump on one platform, it's going to trigger like the fading away sort of animation. So the platform's going to flash, and once you stand on it, you have a limited amount of time to stay on that platform until it eventually disappears, right? So what we want to be doing is we want to be making as much use of every single platform as we possibly can. And then whenever our platform disappears, we want to have as much airtime as you possibly can as well. So if you're really struggling with this test, what I recommend is if you're going after like a specific frame, you can use Zephyr, because her passive is you basically glide in the air for longer whenever you're aim gliding. So, you know, you fall a lot slower with Zephyr than you would with any other frame. So it's just an interesting tip. Obviously, you don't have to have Zephyr to complete this test. It's pretty straightforward either way. But, you know, Zephyr makes it that little bit easier if you're really struggling. So I'm just going to go ahead and unequip my carrier here just for sake of consistency. You can also throw on your secondary weapons as well. So let's say I want to run the Twinger Katas. Twinger Katas are weapons that you'd have at like Master Rank 10 or whatever. And then like let's just run, I guess, the regular Orphos, because why not? It looks cool. So let's go ahead and jump into the Master Rank 10 test. Like I said, in my opinion, this is pretty straightforward. You just have to sort of glide in the air, make use of your aim glide, and then aim at the enemies and kill them and stuff like that. It's pretty straightforward. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the one on the left to begin with, and then we're just going to kill all the enemies we can while we're on this panel, right? So whenever it starts to disappear, it's going to start to glow faster. And that's when you're going to want to jump in the air like so. And then just, you know, aim glide a little bit. And then that way you're landing on your second pad like a lot later than you would be if you're just jumping onto the second pad. So you're kind of maximizing your time on each pad, right? So once it starts to glow faster, jump in the air like so. And then shoot the enemies while aim gliding like so. And then you'll land on your next pad. Let's see where the bad guy's at. I can't actually see him. Is he invisible? I think he's invisible. Oh, there he is. Okay, so there we go. So I actually completed that in the space of 2 pads. Pretty straightforward. And that's not because, obviously, we have the extra airtime with Zephyr. You can do that with pretty much any frame in the game. You just have to aim glide and make sure that your aim is on point. So it's pretty straightforward, at least in my opinion. I understand that you might have a little bit of trouble aiming while in midair, especially if you're a newer player. Maybe if you're playing on console, it might not be that easy. But it is what it is, you know, you just kind of have to make use of the circumstance that you're in, and you just have to sort of play it to the best of your ability, really. So it's a pretty straightforward test, at least in my opinion. You just fly in the air, shoot the bad guys, and that's pretty much it. So anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this episode of the Master Rank Guide. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button below. If you'll see more Warframe content from me, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.